Peace, blessings, much respect, much love. It's your boy, the Ghetto Guru, aka Sean Gold, coming back with the second spiritual message of the day. Hope all is well with y'all. Hope y'all doing your thing. And, if your day ain't going good, I hope it gets better. But I'm going to jump right into this video. So the second video of the day is going to be titled, Some Problems Are Not Meant for You to Solve. They're meant for God to handle. Some problems are not meant for you to solve. They're meant for God to handle. What are you talking about, Cook? I'll explain. So being a human being, being a soul inside the human body, having a human experience, life happens, things happens out of our control, and a lot of times we try to grab the wheel to try to bring it back into control and try to take back control. And in most cases, sometimes it doesn't work out that way because there are situations that happen where it's just out of our control. It's out of our power, it's out of our will, and there's not much really we can do except leave it to God, the universe, and the ancestors to handle it. So sometimes like we run into certain problems or situations, there might be times where you can solve those issues, might have answers for it, you might know who to go to help you with, where to go to get the issue solved, and or what to say, or what to pray, or what to do, or what to meditate on to be able to get that clarity to find a solution to that issue and that problem. So there are times when you will be directed, or you will know intuitively how to go about with a certain situation, or how to solve an issue or a problem. And it could be for yourself, or it could be for somebody else. But there are times where there's situations where the situation and the problem is so big, it's so out of our control that we on our own cannot solve it. So this is where people tell you to learn how to surrender. There's times where you have to learn how to surrender and let God handle certain issues because it's out of our control and it's bigger than us. So there's going to be times where God has gave you the tools and the preparations and the abilities and the capability to be able to handle certain situations and find your way out. God is always going to direct you, give you the tools, but he knows there's certain situations that God does want us to figure out and solve on our own so we can know how to fend for ourselves, know how to get out of certain situations, and know how to move in the world. But there's also situations where God is also going to be the one that can only solve it and handle it for us. So we have to learn how to surrender and learn how to just be still and learn how to take the backseat sometimes to let God do what he does in certain situations. Because it could be, let me see a situation. I'll give you an example just coming to my head. I always use the example of myself. Let's say use the example with my parents and stuff. So it was a situation recently where my father needed, emergency surgery or something, and the surgery was very risky because of his COPD and with his heart as well and his age. So it was a very hard decision for me and my siblings to decide together on what to do. On my own and on their own, and our ego mind, and us being able to have control, we weren't sure and we were very scared to proceed with the surgery because we did not know if he would make it because the risk was very high for him likely not coming out of it because of his condition with COPD and other conditions and his age as well. Very risky, almost 50% chance he could not make it out. But we knew that he needed the surgery so they can help figure out exactly what was going on inside of him. So it was a very tough decision. If it was on our own trying to control it, we would have said hell no, being in fear and in fear of him not coming out. But because we decided to let God do what he does and leave it up to God and let the universe and the ancestors handle it, we just went what spirit was telling us. So in my spirit, something was telling me to let him get the surgery. I didn't have no backing or no extra confirmation that everything was going to be fine, but just the confirmation in spirit. And sometimes that's all you need. That's more than enough. All you need is confirmation from spirit, and all you need is confirmation from not just your spirit, from God, the universe, and ancestors. And sometimes you don't know why. You don't know why something is telling you to do it. You don't know why something is telling you to say something. You don't know why something is telling you to go that direction. You just have a feeling. And sometimes that feeling is all we need to lead us to the answers and to the road and the direction that we are looking for and that we need in that moment. So in that time, in that moment, God took the will and we let God take the will, and we just trusted and we prayed and we heard that in spirit, and we said that that makes the most sense. And let's, even though it's a risk, we'd rather try something than not do nothing at all and he's in pain, and then the surgery option is out of the way. Not even out of the way, but it's not even an option anymore because we waited too long and the situation got worse. So we acted on it. We trusted God. We trusted what our spirit was leading us to. And by the grace of God, everything turned out fine. He came out of surgery fine. And the doctors were even in shock that he even made it out that far. So this is one of those examples where I'm saying sometimes you have to let God find the answer and the solution for you, instead of trying to always go off your own intuition and in your own mind, in your own mental, or what you feel might be the best direction. Because sometimes you might not be able to decide on certain choices because it's that risky of a decision. It's that much of a decision that you don't have enough clarity on because it's something dealing with a life. I'm just using an example of this example with myself, I'm saying, but it could be anything. It doesn't have to just be something pertaining to somebody's life. It could be anything. It could be a decision to move somewhere, a decision to fire somebody, a decision to cut somebody off out your life. And you might not know what to do. And sometimes you have to pray, you have to meditate, you have to let God lead you and ask for his guidance, and let the universe and ancestors give you signals around you in your environment of what to do, or what direction to go, and what decision to make. So we have to learn to surrender, release control, release power sometimes, and let God do what God does best, which is choose what's always best for us. Because sometimes, even during times of failure or sometimes times of rejection, we take it as a bad thing, but it's really just God's protection in that it wasn't for you. So a lot of times those failures and a lot of times those rejections from people or things that we wanted and we didn't get chosen for it, or it didn't go our way and we felt that we was worthy of it, it just wasn't for you, and there's something better. So we also have to remember that too, that also means there's something better. The opportunity wasn't going to do you justice, and it wasn't going to bring out your full potential to the best. Sorry, I was sweating. I had to wipe my back. It's hot out here. But though, we have to keep that in mind. So I'm not going to elaborate too much on that because it's straightforward. But it's just to always keep that in mind, to learn how to surrender. Because learning how to surrender is as easy as it is to say, it's very hard for people because like I said, the human mind is designed to always want to have control, always designed to always want to know what's the next thing. It's designed to always want to know what's the right answer right away. And when people don't get the answer that they want right away, or they don't know what to do or what direction to go, they get frustrated with themselves and they beat themselves up and they get mad because they think that they're just supposed to always have the answer and always have the intuitive nudge to know which way to go, or what decision to make, or who to cut off, or who to keep in our life, or which job to get and what not, and like what career to pursue and what not, what talent to do. There's so many areas that we do this in, and a lot of times we just cloud ourselves even more through frustration and through a lack of understanding of why we're not able to come to a conclusion or an answer of what we're looking for at that moment. It's because that might be the moment that is bigger than you, and you need more strength than you have within yourself. Not saying that you're not strong, but sometimes we need more strength or more power, a higher power, to connect to be able to to be able to give us that strength that we need to be strong in certain moments and situations, but not just give us the strength, but also to give us the guidance, to give us the other tools that we may not have. Sometimes God may lead you to somebody else to help you solve the problem. And you don't even have to do anything, because that's what happens when you surrender. When you surrender, you're giving up full control. And you're telling God and the universe and ancestors, I'm leaving up to y'all. Please help me, show me the way, show me what to do, lead me to the people or the directions I'm supposed to be able to get out of the situation. And guarantee, if your heart and your mind and your spirit is in the right place, God is going to lead you to exactly what you're looking for. And you're going to get the answers that you need and get directed to you're going to get directed to the direction that you're supposed to get directed to as well. So just keep that in mind as well, to learn how to surrender, especially during these times. And don't be afraid to let go of control, because God is always going to be over you, watching you, leading you. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do and doing what's morally right and your heart is in the right place, you're always going to be led and you're always going to be directed to where you're supposed to be and where you're supposed to go. So learn the power of surrender, learn how to release control, and know that when there's moments that you can't handle, you're not strong enough to handle it on your own, learn how to surrender and give it up to a higher source that's more powerful than you. So peace, blessings, much respect, much love. I love y'all always. Keep doing your thing. Like I always say, whether we run, whether we jog, whether we sprint or crawl, because life is that hard. Sometimes you can't run, you can't jog, you can't sprint. Only thing you can do is crawl to your destination. But like I always say, somehow, some way, we got to make it to our destination someday. So peace, blessings, much respect, much love. Always, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all support. Keep doing your thing. Stay goal-oriented. Until the next topic. Peace.